Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be building Black Swan. If you remember, we just got her in my most recent wishing video and that was a very fun video. We were very lucky, and today we're going to go all out in building her. We got some stellar jades, which we don't need anymore because I already got her. We got some credits, we got some EXP books, we got everything we need for Black Swan, and I think it's about time we start building her. So, without further ado, underneath the beautiful crystal lights of Penacony, let's get into today's video. Oh yes, quickly, before we actually do start today's video, I did want to let you guys know that we are coming very close to 85,000 subscribers, which is a gigantic number. And when we hit it, we are going to be doing a bunch of Express Supply Pass giveaways. So if you want a chance to enter for that, all you got to do is subscribe below. But with that all being said, let's get in to today's video. Alright everybody, well I am ready to build Black Swan today. However, before we build her, I think there is something important we have to do. And that is of course giving her a little shot in her trial. Because I personally think that it's important that we understand the fundamentals of a character before we go and actually build them. Because if we don't understand how they work, then how can we know how to build them? If you would like to skip past the kit review, I will leave a timestamp right here, and that will just take you to the build section of the video where we actually go over and build Black Swan. But for all those still here with us, let's go and try out our new and improved Black Swan. Here we go. So Black Swan, a very diverse and unique character who completely functions around this ability called Arcana, which we will get to in a second here. So Black Swan actually makes use of all of her abilities, and that even includes her basic attack, which most characters actually don't use their basic attacks. However, Black Swan is one of those exceptions. Her single target basic attack damage is actually one of the most intricate ones in the entire game. Essentially what it does is it has a 62% base chance of inflicting Arcana on the enemy, and if the enemy suffers from any of the basic DOT abilities like Wind Shear, Bleed, or Burn, then they have an additional chance to apply even more Arcana. Now, what is Arcana? Well, let's talk about it. So essentially what Arcana is it's an unremovable debuff on the enemy that resets with the enemy's turn. Essentially what it is it's just a Wind Shear debuff. However, this Wind Shear debuff or Arcana can stack up to 50 times on the enemy. Now Black Swan's kit, it's all gonna form around her trying to stack as much of those stacks as possible, because we want to do as much DOT as humanly possible to the enemy. Now there is a multitude of ways in which we can inflict Arcana, and one of the main ones is with her skill, because her skill not only inflicts Arcana on the enemy, but as you see there, it also gives the enemy a defense reduction, which is huge. Pela? Who's that? I only know Black Swan. Yes, she does give a very huge defense decrease by 19%, which also lasts for 3 turns, which is a long time. So you can basically have like an 100% uptime on this. Also with her bonus effect, Viscera Disquiet, that's a bit of a mouthful, she has an additional chance to inflict even more Arcana debuffs depending on what type of DOTs you have on the enemy, like Wind Shear, Bleed, and Burn. So obviously you're going to want to use her in a lot of DOT teams is what I get from that. And that's probably why they have her paired with characters like Sompo and Gwenhyfin in the trial here. Another way to inflict Arcana is with her technique. Essentially when you enter battle, you will just immediately inflict Arcana on the enemy, which is repeated until it eventually fails. The base chance of inflicting this is 150%, and then after that, it's 50% of the base chance of the previous successful infliction of Arcana. So basically, you're guaranteed to get at least 2 stacks of this. Sometimes you can get 3 or more, but it gets gradually harder to get. And in other ways to inflict Arcana, because there's a lot of them, we of course have her ultimate as well, which is a super cool ultimate that just grabs him with a bunch of hands and does a huge blast attack. But that's not all it does. If you notice, it also applied an effect on him. This effect is called Infamy. Essentially what it does is increase the damage the enemy takes by 22%. And while in the Arcana state, which we have right now of course, the enemy is going to be counted as being continuously inflicted with every single DOT, and after the Arcana does damage, it's actually not going to reset its stacks, which is super helpful. So we can stack as many stacks as we want to. We got 6 there. And then you see that 6, it goes up to 9, 10, but it doesn't reset. It stays at 10. Usually when a character goes, they reset their debuffs. But with the ability Infinity, you actually are able to keep your Arcana stacks for 1 turn, which is super huge and allows you to stack those debuffs all the way to plus 50. Also, if you want another reason to pair Black Swan with Nihility characters, her talent all depends around her being with other Nihility characters. Essentially, whenever the target has any DOT on them, you have a chance to additionally inflict that target with Arcana, doing even more DOT damage and just absolutely destroying the enemy in front of you. As you see here, we're about to get the biggest Arcana hit, and it kills the enemy every time. And that, my friends, is the Black Swan showcase. She is an omega powerful unit, and to be honest, might be a little too good for this game. How do I know that? Well, let's talk about it. So, I may or may not have a little confession. I might have already recorded this video. As you see, I have a built Black Swan. I did have a Lightcone on her. I do have Relics on her. And I did upgrade her traces. So, turning a long story into a short one, I basically recorded the video, and then I had the file footage, and then I was clearing footage from my computer, and then I accidentally deleted and removed the building video from my computer. So, essentially, I lost the footage. So, anyways, we're recording it again. We still have some more upgrades I wanted to get for Black Swan anyways, so that's okay. With that being said, now that we know she's already at level 70, we have no need to level her up anymore. I can take her to level 80, and it is something that I'm actually debating taking her to level 80 because it can be worth it for that extra attack. But unfortunately, Sparkle is coming out real soon, so what we're going to do is keep Black Swan at level 70. However, a tradition that we like to do on this channel is that whenever we level up a character, is immediately go and take those Star Rail passes that we get from said character. We take the Star Rail passes, we go, and we get a 5-star every time from the Stellar Warp banner. Now, unfortunately, I already claimed those passes, and I can't really get them back. So to substitute for that, because we don't have those standard wishes, we got some special wishes instead. We got 4 Star Rail special passes, which we are going to use to get an E1 Black Swan, because if you guys don't know, every single time that you first level up your Black Swan, accidentally delete the footage, do a bunch of pulls, get nothing, but then you go over and you use your Star Rail special passes, which I have 4 of them, you're actually guaranteed to get a 5-star. This is just how it works. I've done this before, deleted the footage, corrupted, got a Ting Yun immediately, and then after getting that Ting Yun, I would then usually go on to get a Black Swan. Not that time. But then on roll number 3, it always happens. It always happens, guys. Damn it. One more, please? Come on. Oh. Anyways, next thing we have to do is go and get her a good Lightcone. Now, there are lots of good Black Swan Lightcones in the game. So let's just talk about a few of them. So the best 5-star Lightcones for her in the game are obviously going to be her best in slot Lightcone, Reforged Remembrance, which increases effect hit rate by a crap ton, and she needs a lot of effect hit rate, so that is particularly good for her. It also increases attack and ignores defense. It is just an OP Lightcone. Unfortunately, the only 2 5-stars I have are the Kafka Lightcone, which isn't particularly good for her because it only increases damage dealt and speed, which can be good for her, but she's more looking for effect hit rate and attack percent. But I personally think the best one I have for her is the It's Showtime Sparkle Lightcone. I actually really like this one, not just because Sparkle is on it, and I may or may not be the biggest Sparkle fan of all time, but it's actually because this is a really good set effect. It increases damage dealt for every debuff we inflict on the enemy, and at max level, you can get this to 10%, so you can get a 30% total damage increase, and if our effect hit rate is at 80%, which I'm hoping we can get an increased attack of 36%, which is really good. That's one Lightcone I really like, but some other good Lightcones include things like Good Night Sleep Well, Eyes of the Prey, and even Before the Tutorial Mission Starts are actually really good Lightcones. If you have Before the Tutorial Mission Starts, you can get a max of 40% effect hit rate, which is absolutely crazy for her. But unfortunately for Black Swan, I kind of like my Silver Wolf more than I like her, so she's going to be stuck with my S5 It's Showtime Lightcone. Which, by the way, this light cone scares the ever-living crap out of me. Look at the way Sparkle is looking at those dolls, man. Anyways, now that we have our light cone, we move on to the next thing, which is traces, which, luckily, I've already got most of my traces because, as I said before, we had corrupted footage, blah, 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 you know the story. However, we can actually get some more trace upgrades. If we do a couple calxes, which I actually have early access to, we can actually start getting some really, really good traces for her. We could potentially go to 888. We can get some wind damage boost. Lots of good stuff here. So let's try and see what we can get. We're going to go to our early access calcs. We're going to go 6 tries. And we can test out Black Swan for the very first time. We start getting some DOTs. And now that we have those DOTs going, we can activate them with Kafka. And we're just going to start like obliterating stuff. As you see, they don't even get a chance to set off their abilities. And we immediately inflict them all with Arcana. Keep it going. Boom. Throw up a little defense. Oh my gosh, the Arcana is so good. And it hits the enemies beside the enemy. I love that so much. Go again. Again. Oh, it's so good. We go again. Arcana. Throw it down the hands. Come on. Hit him there. He's gone. Goodbye. DOT always kills no matter what. DOT honestly may be the strongest path now in the game, in my personal opinion. You can beg to differ, but I'm going to stand strong beside Nihility, no matter the cost. We blast him again. There we go. Arcana. Oh my gosh, bro. Arcana is so satisfying to watch. Boom, baby, battle over. Okay, there we go. I'm probably gonna have to do that at least 1 or 2 more times, so we'll be back after I complete that 1 or 2 more times. All right, we are back. I think we have enough to at least upgrade 1 trace. So let's see here. We have the option of the talent, the basic attack, the ultimate, and the skill. I think out of all of them, I like the ultimate the most. It's just such a cool ability, and honestly, it's the one I want to take to the furthest level. Now, we do have the option of upgrading 1 more ability because I do have 1 more of the past evils of the planet borehole planet disaster material. So I can level up 1 more to level 5. Now, I do need a couple more of these, however, but I think I need a couple more tiers of Themis to do that. And I have 24 of them. If we look at the battle pass, I got 24 more coming up at level 20. I just need 1 level. How can I get 1 level? So we can synthesize 10 consumables. Sounds easy enough. Cook 10 ramen packets right here. Say less. Synthesize. Bing, bang, boom. We get her done. Good stuff. Claim that. Level 20. And we get some more Tears of Dreams. I'm not sure why I call them Tears of Themis. What's that even from? Whatever. Anyways, back to our traces. We can use our Tears of Dreams now. We either have the option of the skill, the talent, or the basic attack. I think I'm going to opt for the talent because I am pairing her with other DOT characters. So the scaling of this is actually really important. Let's use our Tears of Dreams and get this thing to level 8. Perfect. And now we have 2 more upgraded talents. We're looking even better than we did before. And now the last thing we have to do is get her some relics and get her Eidolon 1, which we are going to get right now. Give me a second here. Eidolon 1. Bing, bang, boom. Easy peasy. Dang. Anyways, let's talk about the Black Swan relics. So Black Swan has a very simple relic guide to follow, which honestly isn't all that complicated. So when you're sorting out the Black Swan relics, you really only have 1 choice, and that is Prisoner in Deep Confinement. It is by far the best in slot for Black Swan for the obvious reasons that it's the DOT character set. And she wears that muzzle helmet like a dog. No, genuinely though, how do you think she put that thing on? In terms of other good sets, you have the options of pairing the Prisoner in Deep Confinement with other 2 pieces like the 2-piece Musketeer of Wild Wheat or the 2-piece Eagle of Twilight Line. You can even opt to go for the 4-piece Eagle of Twilight Line, so you can get her ultimate up a little bit faster. As for her planar ornaments, she has 1 definite best in slot, which is the Pan Cosmic set because of the extra effect hit rate that it gives you. As for other good options you have for her, you also have the Furamont Glamith, which increases your attack based on your speed, and she is going to need a lot of speed, which we will talk about later. And then for the same reason, you can also go for Space Ceiling Station for the extra attack. And those are about all the relic sets that I would recommend. As for the relic set I'm going to choose for her, well, we already kind of have it sorted out here. I had a couple pieces that I had prepared for her. One's here with like effect hit rate, speed, attack. I have one here with speed, effect hit rate. My body has effect hit rate and it missed completely speed and attack, but it's fine. I have some speed boots. I have a wind damage orb. I have an energy regeneration rope. Anyways, let's look at her final build. She has 3,000 HP, 2,000 attack, 737 defense, 148 speed, an absolutely abysmal crit ratio, 119 recharge, which is normal, and then 82 effect hit rate and 28% effect resistance. Now that 80% effect hit rate is actually slightly important because the Sparkle Light Cone only triggers if you have 80% effect hit rate. So it's actually really important that we had that. Anyways, now that we have our finished build, I think it's about time we get our Constellation 1 for our Black Swan, of course. That's what time it was. Bam. Shoot. Anyways, not that, but what we are going to do is go and try out our Black Swan. Try her out with her full kit, with an actual good team, and some actual difficult content. And in my opinion, what better content than the new Pure Fiction that was just released? I believe this Pure Fiction rotation was actually made specifically for Black Swan. So if you see here, like everything is DOT based, which makes it perfect for Black Swan. Now we just want to pair with other DOT characters, like for example, a Kafka and a Serval I think will work well here. And I think we can just absolutely obliterate every single enemy. Obviously, I have Hanya in here for some skill point support as well, which I think will be useful. But anyways, let's use our enhance and let's go in with our Kafka. Boom! Come on, I'm excited. Let's use Black Swan. Let's kill that enemy. Oh my goodness, look at all the Arcana stacks. Oh, that enemy's dead. They don't even get a turn. Oh my gosh, go again. Boom! I killed both of them. I didn't even attack. I haven't even had my turn yet. That was just from the technique. The technique killed 2 enemies. Let's use the burst. Here we go. Boom. Grapple them. Oh, I love that so much. Oh, almost killed him too. Single target. Boom. Ow, that kind of hurts. Oh my gosh. The Arcana stack just killed the enemy. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, life is so free when you have Arcana. Blast them. And then Kafka. Ultimate them. Boom. Arcana, gone. Oh, wait, he raised the enemy's turn. That's kind of bad. How many turns we have left? 3. Oh, my gosh, we are chilling. We barely used a turn. Go again. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, Arcana. Oh. I'll tell you what, the Arcana stuff is actually super satisfying. Oh, goodbye. I killed the enemy beside him. Bro, we haven't even passed a turn yet. We're still on turn 3 and we're on the final wave. Oh, my gosh, she's so powerful. Again, grapple them to death. My goal is to get a perfect score. Let's see if we can do it. I believe perfect score is 40,000 if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be our tipping point to see how good Black Swan really is. Goodbye. The Joker strikes. You got the 4 of spades. I wish they were actually playing cards. I don't know what those cards are. They're some sort of card. I think she's like a fortune teller, right? They're probably like fortune telling cards. I can already tell Black Swan the type of girl who has gemstones in her room and believes that signs are the be-end and end-all of all human relationships. Which honestly, I respect. No hate to those people. Boom! Don't attack the main enemy or what? What are you gonna do? Oh, that kind of hurt, I guess. Whatever. That ultimate is actually the coolest thing in the whole world. I wish she'd do that to me. Oh my gosh, look at all the Arcana we just inflicted on the boss. Oh, goodbye. She's killing all her friends by existing, bro. Just by being there, she's killing all her allies. Honestly, kind of sad. We have one more wave left and just a couple enemies. And I think it's over. Come on, Black Swan. Boom! Arcana with the kill. And we take the absolute ratio on those enemies. What an absolutely boss character. Definitely one of my favorites in the game and makes Nihility, the path, so much better. I'm sorry if this video wasn't exactly what you guys wanted because I did accidentally lose the footage, but I hope you still enjoyed it nonetheless. Let me know any of your thoughts on Black Swan in the comments below. But for me, that's going to be all today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.